Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. My name is Jack and this is your latest Manchester United news, and we've got a lot to talk about tonight, as we always do. Big news today. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano. Joshua Zirkzee will be a Manchester United player pending a successful medical. So we'll talk a little bit about that. What does it mean in relation to Manchester United's future plans for the transfer window? Who are we going for next? We're going to be talking a little bit about De Ligt. We've got some updates on him. Of course, Ruud van Nistelrooy is back at Manchester United after nearly 20 years. It's been confirmed today by the club, so we'll be talking about that as well. The chase that's given to the likes of De Ligt. What does it mean for Lenny Yoro? We've yet to hear a decision from him whether he's going to choose Manchester United or not. Small updates on that coming in as well. Little bit of information from Fabrizio Romano around Ugarte also. And we'll also talk then as well about some outgoings potentially for Manchester United as well. And a small update from Everton and Jarrad Branthwaite. Supposedly Everton are looking at offering him a new deal to fend off interest from United. So what does that mean in relation to the transfer window and who we're going for in terms of a left back? We know United are desperate for a left-footed centre-back. So let's see what happens. But great to see everybody in, guys. Please do smash a like on the video if you haven't done so already. Helps the channel out an awful lot. Hit that subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel. Less than 50 away from 10,000 subscribers. Buzzing for it. So please do hit that subscribe button if you're new. And as always, get your thoughts into the comment section and we'll go down through as many of them as we possibly can, as we always do. But great to see everybody in, guys. Who have we got in? Chris is in. Bover is there, Ben is in, Luke is in, Neverworld, Jock is there as well. Good to see you guys. We'll get down through your comments in a few minutes as always. But I do want to start off with the breaking news today around lunchtime in relation to Manchester United. The first, here we go, of the Ineos era, and it's in relation to Joshua Zirkzee. Fabrizio Romano confirms Zirkzee to Manchester United transfer. He said it today on his Twitter. Let me just zoom in on that a little bit so you can see. Joshua Zirkzee to Manchester United. Here we go. United will not trigger the release clause but pay slightly above the 40 million with better payment terms in 3 years. Zirkzee signs until June 2029 with the option of a further season. First signing of the Ineos new era. Absolutely fantastic. And went live for about 10 minutes earlier on when the news broke, and we spoke a little bit about it. But look, to reiterate what I said, I think it's a really good signing, and the fact that Manchester United are not paying the release clause and we're actually paying more, I think is a really smart move out of United. We've been talking before about having, for years we've been asking for, a bit of professionalism when it comes to United negotiating deals, and we're getting that with this Zirkzee deal. United are going to be paying about 42 million euro by the looks of things, but it's 2.5 million euro above the release clause, and the reason for that is so that Manchester United can pay it in 3 installments over the next 3 years. So for example, if you're looking at maybe 20 million paid this summer, and then maybe you're talking about, I don't know, maybe 10 million next summer, 10 million the summer after, whatever the case may be. But it is going to be in 3 installments. What does that mean then? It means that Manchester United will have freed up a lot more funds for this summer transfer window to go out and reinvest it into other areas of the squad that we know we need. It would be a different story if, we were 2 years down the line with, a more complete squad than we have now. We could go out and just trigger the release clause, save the 2.5 million in the long term, and just pay off his release clause straight away. But I think it's a very smart move out United to do this. We spoke over the last couple of weeks as well about, wondering whether United are actually going to continue to include this +1 in players' contracts. We know Ed Woodward, John Murtagh, Richard Arnold, all done it over the last decade or so. 4-year deal with the option of a 5th year, whatever the case may be. And it does seem that United are sticking with that model going forward. And look, I'm a fan of that model, I have to say. I think it frees up an awful lot of... or gives an awful lot more stability to the actual deal, and it's protecting your asset as a club, because you can go into the final year of a player's contract And if there's interest during that summer transfer window, when before the player goes into their final year, then I think, it allows you to negotiate with clubs, but not necessarily have to sell them if you don't want to, because you have to obviously trigger the 1 year extension by the end of the January transfer window. So I'm a big fan of it, and I'm happy we are continuing with that. But look, a 5-year deal straight away with the option of another year. So potentially until 2030, Joshua Zirkzee has been signing on with Manchester United, and it's a really, really good deal in my opinion for the price we're getting. Now, I mentioned this on the live earlier on today. By no means I don't think we're getting the finished article here. Absolutely not. And I think we've got to be, as fans, like every player coming to Manchester United, especially young players, which this guy is. He's 22. Now, 22, might sound, a little bit more of an experienced player when you've got the likes of Menu and Garnacho and so on and so forth in your squad. But 22 is still a very young age, you've got to say. I mean, Rasmus Højlund is 21, just turned 21. So we've got to be patient with this guy. He's not the finished article, but we're getting him in at the right time. And we go back to all the way back to Ralf Rangnick when he spoke about getting players in under the radar, on their first and second contracts, hungry and wanting to make a name for themselves. This guy is up there with one of the best players in Serie A last year. Really, really good season. I think he had 16 goals last season. So it's really good. And look, not only, he can play as your typical striker. It's not his main position, to be honest. He's more of a what I don't want to say a number 10, but kind of a link. A link forward maybe, but he can play anywhere across the front line as well, which obviously is vital when you're looking at maybe the shortcomings that we do have in some of the areas in the forward line, or maybe the lack of depth is probably better to say. But look, absolutely really happy with it. In relation to him signing, Manchester United are scheduling his medical. I think it's for tomorrow. I think he's actually flying in to Manchester tomorrow ahead of his medical. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's there nice and early, he gets his medical done, everything goes smoothly. We could see him holding up a jersey tomorrow on the official Manchester United website, maybe an interview, so on and so forth. Reports today have suggested as well that Ten Hag will be meeting him in Carrington tomorrow for a sit-down conversation, which is great to see. So look, Joshua Zirkzee, done and dusted. And like I said earlier today, we can now box off that striker area, and we're finished now with a striker and chasing a striker, and it's such a great relief. It really, really is. Something like this 2 or 3 years ago would have dragged on and dragged on and dragged on, but we've done it. He got less than 12 hours. Well, less than 18 hours after he was knocked out of the Euros with Holland, we're getting the here we go from Fabrizio Romano. So, Ineos are working really, really fast, and it's something that I'm really, really happy with. And you know what I'm happy with as well? They're working in silence, which is brilliant. Now, from a content standpoint, when we're making videos about United news, obviously it's not what feeds channels like mine and like other Man United channels, because we like to talk about what's breaking with United, and we're used to that over the years. But Ineos are working very quietly and very efficiently and very quickly, and that's the way it should be done. And I'm absolutely delighted to see it. I really, really am. Let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. We'll go back and see what people are saying. Chris says, unfortunately, I don't think Zirkzee and Højlund will be on the field at the same time too many times. Leaves us no option from the bench. All right, okay, there we go. Bring in Tony as a sub. Absolutely. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Let's see what else people are saying. Hello all, sorry if I'm late, just signing my Spanish visa. Go on, boys, yes, absolutely. Let me see, what else have we got? Jock says, I think we have made really positive steps in the last week. I think Zirkzee is going to be a top class and legit as well. Exciting times, Jack. Football people making football decisions. That's all we can ask for, really, isn't it? And if it doesn't work after that, then, I don't know what we're going to do. But anyway, walk on from Branthwaite, says Chris. We'll get on to that in a few minutes. Luke says, this is the most positive transfer window from early on I've seen in years. Yeah, you and me both. What else have we got? Let me see. Exciting times ahead, says Michael. Neverworth says, that's smart business considering how tight the transfer belt is this summer. It really, really is. When you're looking at, only a couple of weeks ago, being quoted that United only have about 50 million to spend and the rest is going to have to come from player sales. It's a really smart deal. It is a really, really smart deal. Not a bad idea with the age of Zirkzee, says Chris. Ben said contract plus 1 year is good with the right wages. Yep, absolutely. Bover says, I'm just excited to see Martinez back in the squad. Proper game changer of a player. Yeah, well, I mean, he's going to be in a Copa America final. So to be honest with you, I would be surprised if we see Martinez on the preseason tour. Maybe later stages of it, you would never know. But yeah, I mean, he's probably going to get the same as everybody else. He'll get 3 weeks off to recover and rest. And yeah, so I mean, if we're talking, if the Copa America is on this Sunday, we're talking we're talking the 4th of August. Is he going to fly out to America for the final few days of the preseason tour? I don't know. I hope he does, because I want to see him in some of the watch-alongs, some of the preseason games. Michael says, good to see Ruud back. It should help the development of our young strikers. We'll get on to Ruud in a minute. Finn says, nice to get a few big lads in to attack corners, which we've been awful at the last few years. Absolutely. Mohammed says, working fast is good, but working too fast could be detrimental to the signings. No, I disagree, because you plan months in advance of the transfer window, and you should be like Erling Haaland, for example, a couple of years ago was announced in April, and obviously the transfer window wasn't open until till June. So you cannot work fast enough when it comes to the transfer market, but that has to be backed up by good, solid research, months in advance on who you actually want to sign. A pre-season is vital these days for new signings, says Finn. I certainly agree. He's already in America, says Chris. He is. That's true. That's absolutely true. Trying to go to Miami for the Copa America final. He's in America already, Jack. He is. All right. I get it. All right. Fair enough. Anyway, let's move it on and talk about this beautiful man. Ruud van Nistelrooy back at Manchester United in revamp of Erik ten Hag's coaching staff. So it was announced today by Manchester United on their website that Ruud van Nistelrooy and Hake have been announced as new assistant managers coming in with Erik ten Hag in this new shake-up behind the scenes. Let me just take a sip of water here. Fantastic news. Absolutely fantastic news. What it does mean on the flip side of it is Benny McCarthy and Mitchell van der Gaag are out. Their contract has expired as of, I think, the 1st of July. And it has not been renewed by Ineos. So they will move on, and Hake and Ruud van Nistelrooy will come in as their replacements. Now, look, I mean, taking the sentimentality aspect away of Ruud van Nistelrooy coming in, I mean, bringing one of the greatest goal scorers that the club has ever had back as a coach, and look, we know what he's going to be coaching, is absolutely fantastic. And the fact that he's turned down a number of number one jobs, to be the head coach or to be the manager of different clubs, the likes of Burnley, for example. Was it Leicester as well he turned down, maybe? A couple of clubs anyway, regardless. He's turned him down to come back to be a number two. And it shows real desire, to be quite honest with you, to come back to Manchester United and be successful. And when you've got players like Rasmus Højlund, like Joshua Zirkzee now that's coming in, and even Marcus Rashford, to be learning off of Ruud van Nistelrooy day in, day out is an absolute... I mean, if Marcus Rashford... And I don't want to be critical of Marcus Rashford for no reason, but obviously he's been going around the last 12 months with his head down, sulking, at times not putting in the effort and having a pretty bad season, to be quite honest with you. With Ruud van Nistelrooy coming in, Marcus Rashford hasn't been at the Euros, so he's going to be back. He's already back in pre-season. He's already working under Van Nistelrooy, who started this week. There's no excuses now anymore. There is literally zero excuse for Marcus Rashford not to be improving your game season on season on season. And I think the likes of, now again, we're going to have to see what Joshua Zirkzee is like, but the likes of Rasmus Højlund comes across as the type of player who wants to just soak in as much as he can, like a sponge. Knowledge. He wants to improve. He wants to impress. He wants to score goals. He wants Manchester United to be successful. And now he's going to be coached by Ruud van Nistelrooy. It's absolutely fantastic. And I don't want to leave out Hake either, because this guy, I can't say I know an awful lot about him, but from what I've read and from what I've looked up about him, he's a very, very good coach. And Erik ten Hag has recommended him personally as well. And, you know, for Erik ten Hag to be bringing in people as his assistants who are already number one managers or number one coaches, the number one guy at other clubs, just goes to show the amount of trust maybe that he has in these people. Because, you know, and we've heard, you know, when Ineos came in and throughout last season, Erik ten Hag doesn't want to give up control. He doesn't want to give up control around transfers with Ineos and so on and so forth. It's all nonsense, to be quite honest with you, because he's bringing in people. Sorry, I have the hiccups after that war. Erik ten Hag is bringing in people now that have been number ones at other clubs, and that just shows he is willing to delegate some of the, an awful lot of the responsibilities to the team around him, and to maybe relinquish some of that control himself. Now, he's going to have the overarching decisions, you know, day in, day out, week in, week out, on the team, on tactics, on, you know, training, whatever the case may be. But the fact that he's bringing in guys with reputations like that and big names like Ruud van Nistelrooy just goes to show, you know, I suppose the team effort that's going into, the new Manchester United, you would have to say. But it's absolutely fantastic, and I'm delighted with it. Smash a like on the video, guys, if you haven't done so. If you're new, do hit that subscribe button as well. Like I said, less than 50 away from 10,000 subscribers, so please do smash that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Let's see what people are saying here. Ruud van Nistelrooy and Hawk Tua in as coaches. Are you drinking, Chris? Neverworld says, it just about been sick there, Chris. Cheers for that. I missed something, did I? The last one. Michael said, would you take 80 million for Rashford? I would take 80 million for Rashford. I would. I've said this on multiple occasions. I think 80 million is the number for Marcus Rashford, and for United to potentially accept a bid and move him on. However, I don't think an 80 million bid will come in for Marcus Rashford, given the fact that he's already on 300 plus grand. And he has stated that he pretty much wants to stay at Manchester United anyway. He's a local guy, and Manchester United is his team. I've said it on numerous occasions. If Marcus Rashford leaves and we get good money for him, brilliant. But if he stays, there's nothing more I want for him to be our top goal scorer for the next 5 years, you know. And hopefully, you know, with the likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy, he will be. I don't even care if he's the top goal scorer. I just want to see some consistency. If Marcus Rashford, if you could guarantee me 18 goals a season for the next 3 seasons out of Marcus Rashford, I'd say brilliant. Happy days. Happy days. I would. I'd have no issue with that. Played golf today in a scramble, drink a beer and get a stroke off the score for the hole. I knew there was something up. Charity event. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, moving on. Talking about defenders, okay? We're going from one end of the field to the other. Like you can see in the in the title of the video, Zirkzee done, De Ligt next, question mark. Well, Fabrizio Romano has been speaking today about it, and he has said that Manchester United and Bayern are also close to reaching an agreement on a fee for Matthijs de Ligt. Talks are progressing. Bayern insist on €50 million, with United structuring the proposal with add-ons included. So sounds very similar to what we're hearing with what just happened today with Zirkzee. Are Manchester United going to go, we'll give you the 50 million, but we want to stagger it over another 2 or 3 years, whatever the case may be. Or maybe bring it down to 40 million and we'll give you bonus incentives, add-ons. If we win the league, you get another 5 million. If we win the Champions League, you get another 5 million. I think this will be the next deal. We've heard consistent reports coming out of both Germany and England. Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein has even been talking about it, that a deal is getting close to being done between Manchester United and Matthijs de Ligt. And I'm really, really happy with this, I have to say. Absolutely delighted. We need to get that first centre-back in. We really do, because we're looking at getting in a minimum of 2. There has been reports suggesting United could potentially be looking at 3 centre-backs. The last fucking thing I want to see is the start of the season, the first game of the season, we're starting with Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. That is a nightmare scenario. Absolutely nightmare scenario. Let's get the first centre-back in, and then let's work on the other centre-backs that we're looking at, which we'll get onto in a moment. But I think De Ligt is our number one target when it comes to centre-backs. I really, really do. And I think the main reason is because of his, or Ten Hag's, want for a right footer at right back and a left footer at left back. Now, we've got Harry Maguire and Lindelof that are right footed centre backs. However, quality, Matthijs de Ligt is a right footed centre back, and he will come in and be the number one guy for Manchester United in that position. He will. It will more than likely be him and Lisandro Martinez, throughout the entirety of next season. Now, I did mention before, we should be going out and getting another centre-back. We do need another left-footed centre-back. Now, we know Harry Maguire can play there, but Ten Hag is very strict on what he wants out of his centre-backs because of angles, because of passing out from the back, because of closing down. He wants right-footed players at right back or right centre-back, and he wants left-footed players at left centre-back. And that's a big issue for him. So I think De Ligt is going to be number one. And reports are suggesting that it's going to be potentially early to mid next week that we'll get a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, given, how advanced the talks are. Now, we do know he is going to be on holidays again after last night. So he would be in a very similar situation to Zirkzee. He would be coming back at the same time. You would get him on pre-season tour. You would get him in training with his new teammates, with his new coach, with his old coach, because he's trained under Ten Hag before. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I'm very excited about this signing, because he knows what Ten Hag wants. He knows the type of football that's expected from him, and the type of mentality and the type of professionalism, because he done it at Ajax with him. And they were one kick away from a Champions League final under him as well. So I'm really looking forward to this signing, and it's one that I think will get done in the next maybe... Yeah, I'd say a week. I'd say within a week we will hear the here we go for this, unless something breaks down in if United can't reach an agreement. But I think, I don't think we are as incapable as we used to be. I think we are very capable now with the people behind the scenes to going out and getting a deal done. And it's absolutely refreshing to see that overnight United now have some legitimacy in the transfer market. We're going to the likes of Bologna. We're paying over a release clause so we can stagger the payments over 3 years. We're negotiating properly with the likes of Bayern Munich for Matthijs de Ligt. They want 50 million. We wanted lower with some add-ons, and you're always happy with add-ons because it means the team is doing well if them add-ons are achieved, like Anthony Martial with a Ballon d'Or clause in his fucking contract. That was never going to happen. So overnight, United have gone from the laughingstock of the transfer window to being actually really competent with the likes of Ashworth and Wilcox and Barada behind the scenes getting deals done, which is brilliant to see. It really, really is brilliant to see. So yeah, let me see what you guys think. Get your comments in. As always, guys, keep the comments flying in. Do smash a like on the video as well, like I said, if you haven't. And subscribe if you're new to the channel, as always. Let's see. Skeptical of De Ligt, but will give him a shot. Jack raises great points. Will give him a chance. Michael says, we need a lot of players. We are going to be playing Thursdays and Sundays. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Neverworld says, we can recognise our club again with the business that's getting done and the correct players coming in. Yeah, absolutely. Thursday, Sundays. I'm going to be at a few of the Thursday games, which I'm absolutely buzzing with. Let me see, can I find the... so we renewed our season tickets, and we've got new seats. Let me show you these seats. Oh, man, they are absolutely gorgeous. So we used to be up in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. If you've seen the vlogs last year, you would have seen... you know how high up we were, but this year, oh man, we've got some serious upgrades on our season ticket seats. So we're on the we're right beside the tunnel. These are the seats, if you can see them. So that's in around that area is where we're going to be. The players will come out here from the tunnel. And we're right on the end line here. So we're right, the end line going up along here. They're going to be our seats for the upcoming season. I absolutely buzzing. Delighted with them. Got in really early. They were on sale at 10 a.m. there on yesterday. And yeah, I was literally the first one in. So yeah, happy days. There were actually, no, I was probably second. There was 2 seats in the Stretford end. And I clicked on them and they were gone. They were gone straight away. So yeah, we went the other side. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing with that, I have to say. How much for an upgrade, says Chris. There was no upgrade. It was basically what happens is the reason the cup season tickets came along was because a lot of full season ticket holders don't opt in for cup games, and then them seats become free, and they obviously structure their cup season tickets around that. So any full season ticket holder who doesn't opt in, them 2 seats or 3 seats or however many seats they have become available. So they put them out to all the cup season ticket holders. Then obviously we're renewing. This is our 3rd year doing it. So we get priority. We go in and we have first access, renew our seats, and then anything that's left is put out to anyone else that wants to sign up to be a cup season ticket holder. So yeah, absolutely buzzing. But no upgrade. I think it was €225 for the cup season ticket, and you're guaranteed 5 home games. It is 5 in the Europa League this season, isn't it? So yeah, no, 4. Is it 4? No, it's 4. Yeah, it's 4. I think it's 4 anyway. 4 home games, 4 away games in the Europa League this year. So we get an extra game than we did last year. And then, of course, if we're drawn home in any of the cup competitions, like, you know, the Europa League, if we get to the latter stages of it, last 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, guaranteed a ticket in them seats. And any home draws in the FA Cup or Carabao Cup, guaranteed a seat, the same 2 seats for that, and the money comes out as we qualify for them. So yeah, happy days. Happy days. Right, guys, want to move it on and talk a little bit about another centre-back, and it's Lenny Yoro. Small updates coming out about Lenny Yoro from Germany today. Plenty Goal has been saying Lenny Yoro is yet to make a decision on his future. His choice will be either Manchester United or Real Madrid. Other reports coming out suggesting Real Madrid have made alternative plans for the central defender spot in case their efforts to sign Lenny Yoro is unsuccessful. Now, my thoughts on Lenny Yoro are I'm quite relaxed about this one, to be honest, but I'm slightly optimistic. And the reason for it is that Manchester United went in with a bid, was it Monday, I think it was, for Lenny Yoro, and it was instantly accepted. And Lille they're basically pushing Lenny Yoro to accept Manchester United because we're offering nearly triple what Real Madrid are willing to offer. And the reason why I'm quietly confident, now not quite, I don't mean confident that we're going to sign him, but I think the longer it goes on, the more likelihood there is that he accepts a move to Manchester United. And the reason I would say that is because Manchester United put in a bid on Monday. It's instantly accepted Real Madrid say, we're not budging. We still remain the same. We want you to wait until next year and run down your contract, and we'll take you for free. Or, Lille can accept our offer of 20 million and we'll take you this summer. Lenny Yoro, if he was so adamant on moving to Real Madrid, he would have instantly said, I don't want to go to Manchester United, I want to go to Real Madrid. And what would have happened then? It would have made Manchester United's bid completely null and void, and it would have made Lille have to accept Real Madrid's offer of 20 million because they know they're going to lose him on a free next summer regardless. So I think the fact that we haven't heard Lenny Yoro completely refusing to join Manchester United, I think is a positive. It really is a positive. And I'm hearing an awful lot of people saying, if he doesn't want to sign for Man United, we shouldn't be going in for him. That's not the case. It's not that he doesn't want to sign for Manchester United. It's just that his priority is Real Madrid. And probably 80% of players in the world, if you put them into this category right now, you can sign for Real Madrid or Manchester United. 80% of them would want to sign for Real Madrid. One, because they are a lot further along in their development, you would say. Development sounds like, but they're up there. They're winning leagues every year. They're challenging and winning Champions Leagues every year, if not every 2 years. And Manchester United are in a bit of a rebuild at the moment in our development. So I can understand why his priority would be Real Madrid, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to sign for Manchester United. He might want to sign for Man United as well. He might love the idea of signing for Manchester United, but just not as much as Real Madrid. And that can be understandable as well. And you will get the usual nonsense if he does sign for United, and let's say we do end up getting him. All these fucking idiot fans online going, I don't want him. He didn't want to sign for us. He wanted Real Madrid. He was forced to come to us. Fuck him and all this kind of stuff. Nonsense. You know what I mean? If he doesn't, all of the balls are in Lenny Yoro's court here. If he doesn't want to sign for Manchester United, he won't sign for Manchester United, because all he has to do is stay at Lille for one more year. He'll be 19 and he will go to Real Madrid on a free, or he'll just come out and say, I don't want Manchester United, I want Real Madrid. Lille will accept their bid, and then he will go to Real Madrid this summer. So I think the longer that rolls on, the more of a positive it is for Manchester United, and the likelihood of us actually signing them. And I think that's the case. Get your comments in. Let me have a quick drink here. It's been a very fast 32 minutes here that we've been live. I haven't taken a breath, so I haven't. Let's see what people are saying in the chat here. Let's see. When's that beauty of a white kid on sale is my question, says Neverworld. What, that one? It's obviously a replica, but we will have. I will have. Make sure you're tuning in, guys, to the watch along on Monday, our first pre-season game. We're obviously being sponsored by a kit manufacturer, the same as last year, and we do have a discount code that I'll be letting you know on Monday to get 15% off of any of your orders for the jerseys. So make sure you're tuning in to the watch-alongs if you want to get that discount code. We'll be letting you know on Monday for the watch-along. Smash the like button. Subscribe, guys. If you are subscribed and you haven't already done so, turn on notifications as well. As soon as we go live at any time, like today, we went live randomly when the news broke about Joshua Zirkzee. Here we go. We were instantly live. You get a notification to your phone, and then you can just pop on and say hello really quick, and it helps the channel out as well. So make sure you're turning on notifications. We will be doing the watch on. I will have the match preview as well for the Monday night, the Monday evening game. I'm not sure whether I'll have it up on Saturday or Sunday, but again, keep an eye out over the weekend. Turn on your notifications, and as soon as the match preview goes up, we will be doing, you'll get notified on it. And as well, guys, we will be back doing our We will be back doing our match reaction videos. I'm going to do match reaction videos for the first 2 games because they're on at decent times. They're not on at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we'll be doing a match reaction video. Any official channel members that want to come on screen with us live here and give your opinions on the games for pre-season, make sure you're becoming an official channel member. Link is in the description of the video. Check out the options. Of course, it supports the channel really, really well. But that's one of the perks that we'll obviously be giving out again this season for your chance to come on. We're going to be doing a monthly quiz as well, guys, for members only. And we're going to keep a scoreboard, a leaderboard. We're going to have maybe 20 questions each month on a quiz, maybe 10 about Manchester United and 10 about outside of Manchester United, football related. We'll be keeping a scoreboard, and the winner at the end of the year will win a nice prize maybe or something like that. So if you do want to become an official channel member, link is in the description of the video. And you know what, actually, just give me 1 second here, because I might have a little offer here that we could have a look at. Let me just have a quick check here. Right, okay. I'm going to give 5 memberships now to get the ball rolling, all right? Don't say I don't help out, all right? So we're going to give 5 memberships. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button. You'll be in with a chance of getting an official channel membership, but we'll give 5 here now as well, and we maybe might gift another 5 on Monday night as well. So any new members, whoever gets it, welcome to the club as always. But yeah, we've got 5 new channel members there as well. And like I said, if you want to become an official member, link is in the description of the video, or just hit the join button that you see just below the video as well, guys. Right, okay. Let me get through some more of these comments. Zirkzee reminds me of Hughes with his hold-up play. Finn says, new goalkeeper's black jersey is my birthday wish, says Finn. Well, stick around, Finn, because we'll have that 15% discount code on Monday night for the watch-along. And I'm pretty sure that the goalkeeper jerseys are up on the site as well. So stick around. Some buzz into Stretford End, says Michael. Looking for UCC get-together in January for Brighton game, January 18th. Let's go. Well, we'll talk about it over the next few weeks and see how we're getting on. Maybe something we can look into getting done. Should get into the Players Lounge with a famous YouTuber, TikTok influencer on tour. You never know. You never know. I am playing a football match with Yap Stam, Brian McClare, Karl Poborski, Jemba, Chris Eagles, and a few more on the 3rd of August. BallyfermotUnited.com. If you are from Ireland, we're playing a charity game with United legends and some of us TikToker YouTubers. I still find it uncomfortable calling myself that, but yeah, supposedly that's what I am now, even though I don't really make enough to buy a fucking coffee in the morning. Anyway, let's see. If he chooses us, then welcome with positivity. If he chooses Madrid, then so be it. Absolutely. Absolutely. What have we got? Let's see. Typical ordered mine last week, says Ben. You jumped the gun. You jumped the gun. We should do a members season preview like we do a review. That's a good idea, Oisin. We might do it maybe come the end of pre-season maybe. Very good idea. That quiz sounds like a great idea. How do you come up with these things? I don't know. There were some kind of just sparks that just flew and it just popped into my head. I don't know where it came from, to be honest with you. Jack is going to play with Goldbridge. Nah. He'd be afraid I'd just smash him. Got to get the UCC press pass for Old Trafford trips. Yeah, that would be unbelievable. That would absolutely be unbelievable. But look, we'll stick to the match day vlogs for the moment. So we will. We'll stick with the match day vlogs. Anyway, moving it on, guys. Want to talk a little bit about, I suppose, while we're on the subject of centre backs. And again, the majority of centre-backs we've been talking about are right-footed centre-backs, but the one left-footed centre-back is that guy, Jarrad Branthwaite. Everton are planning to offer Branthwaite a new deal in order to ward off Manchester United. Now, this is a good thing, in my opinion, okay? This is a good thing, in my opinion. And the reason for it is, if Jarrad Branthwaite is offered a new deal by Everton and he doesn't accept a new deal, that might put the jitters into Everton to lower their price, okay? So when you hear this, I don't think there's any negatives around this story, because if he signs a new deal, brilliant, move on to somebody else. And that basically just, cuts the umbilical cord away, done and dusted, move on. If he doesn't sign a new deal that's offered to him by Everton, then you're going, boys, 50 million? 50 million, you sure? 50 million? We give you 45 plus 5. Right, go on, sound, right, go on, we'll send over the papers. And then you've got him, you know what I mean? So I think this is a good thing. Nowhere near the 70 million valuation that Everton have been talking about. And I think, everybody remains steadfast on that. Everton are well within their rights to request and look for that amount, but it doesn't mean that that's what he's worth, or, that's what he should be going for. Absolutely not. He's a 50 million euro player, I would say. 50 million euro player at the moment. He's had one good season and he's got a hell of a lot of potential. So, I mean, when you're talking about Lenny Yoro for 50 million, who is 3 years younger and is, a lot more highly thought of than Jarrad Branthwaite, it puts it into perspective a little bit, doesn't it? But look, I mean, this will rumble on for Jarrad Branthwaite. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Is he going to be a United player by the end of the transfer window? I'm 50-50 at the moment. I won't lie. I don't think it's, we're talking about De Ligt. I think De Ligt is probably 70-30 in United's favour at the moment. Probably even 80-20 at this stage. Whereas Jarrad Branthwaite is a flip of a coin. I don't know, will Everton lower their price? Will United increase their price? I don't think United will. I don't think we'll go too much higher than 50 million. Now, there has been reports in the last few days suggesting that United are going to go back in with a third bid. But I think we're going to let this Lenny Yoro process just rumble on a little bit longer before United commit to actually going back in for Branthwaite. But yeah, I mean, there's other players. I mean, Chris mentions it every night. Ignacio from Sporting is better. I agree. But that's not our decision. If Ineos are doing the work behind the scenes, if they're putting in the effort in terms of scouting, in terms of mentality, in terms of desire, hunger, wanting to play for the club, and there is the homegrown aspect of signing players as well. You need to have a certain amount of homegrown players, and if you sign a 21-year-old on a long-term deal, it is a big tick, especially if he's a decent player, and I think Branthwaite is a decent player. He's not worth 70 million though. Let's see what you're saying here. Let him stay there, says Daryl. Oshin says, I think it's time to walk away from Branthwaite, not doing anything for me. Neverworld says, hope he has a shite season next year and his price tanks and the Toffees can't get a penny for him. Similar to what we've seen with Evan Ferguson. Now, I don't think Evan Ferguson had a shite season. I just think the season before he had an exceptional season, and that's the way it goes. And thank God we didn't pull the trigger on. Like, he was worth 100 million. We were saying United were thinking about putting in an offer for him. So, yeah. Chris says, I don't see the reason everyone is in love with him. 45 plus 5 is too much. Those Sky Q remotes are great yokes altogether. Yeah, come in. They come in as great little props. You know what I mean? Phone. There's numbers on the bottom, There's a red button to hang up, and then there's a blue button to... It's like a Man City versus... It's like an FA Cup final remote, except this year red was on top. Anyway, that was kind of a crap joke. Finn says Branthwaite is way too long of a name to get on the back of a jersey. Move on. Yeah, well, I mean, I people put Phil Jones on the back of the jersey, and that was really short, and it was a big fucking mistake. So the length of the name, I don't think is too much of an issue. Oshin says he's a 35 mil player max, much better out there, better prospects. Leave him in Merseyside. Chris agrees. He says Inacho from Sporting is better. Sir Jim and is Brexit love. He's a player for the British quota, and that's it. There we go. Absolutely. A couple of things just to clear up, guys, before we finish. First and foremost, Donny van de Beek has completed a permanent move to Girona. We obviously wish Donny van de Beek all the best. Disappointed that it didn't work out for Donny, but I think it was kind of doomed from the word go. He was a board signing rather than a manager signing. I think from the very beginning, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't want him, and didn't want him after he signed, was steadfast in telling United, I don't want him, don't sign him. But we got him, and basically Solskjaer never played him, and that's well within his rights, and it affected him big time. It affected his career. He went out on loan, got some injuries, never looked like the player he was at Ajax, and even when Ten Hag came back last season, and the season before, he couldn't get into the team, So look, we wish Donny van de Beek all the best. I hope he kickstarts his career at Girona, and I hope he has a successful rest of his career, injury free. It's a shame it didn't work, but sentimentality and all that, we have to move him on. And some good news as well, guys, on the signature front. We've got a new deal for Toby Collyer. One more Manchester United talent signs a new deal as Collyer has agreed a new contract until June 2027 with the option of a further year. So basically a new 4-year deal for this guy. This guy is being touted as the next player to come through the academy after the likes of Garnacho 2 seasons ago, Menu last season, and there's a lot of people saying that Collyer's game time, will significantly increase this season. Now, significantly increase means you're talking he might get maybe 6 or 7 games throughout the season. But I think for a young player like him with really, really high potential, I think it would be fantastic for him. Really, really good prospect. It's great to see the academy continues to produce players, and we're getting another midfielder coming through as well, which is fantastic. And maybe it takes a little bit of the pressure off of going out and signing 2 central midfielders when you've got the likes of him there that can come on and maybe fill in if, God forbid, there's an injury crisis in the midfield. I think it might take a little bit of the pressure off. But great to see that a young talent has signed a new deal with us again, extended his time at Manchester United. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, great to see so many people in the live and watching. Please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Like I said, I think we're around 40 now, less than 40 away from 10,000 subscribers. So if you are new, please do hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on that. And like I said, the watch-alongs are, what are we now? The watch-alongs are 4 days away. I cannot wait. Watch-alongs are back on Monday evening, and then we will have another one then on Saturday evening, and then after that we'll be getting into the crazy hours. Manchester United will be on tour in America. We'll be live from 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and 12:30 in the morning, I think. 12:30 at night. This is, of course, after midnight. So yeah, absolutely buzzing to be back. Pre-season. There may be some games this season that I do miss the watch-alongs for. Like I said, I am a local club here where I'm from. I'm gone in as an assistant manager for the upcoming season. So there may be some games that I miss this season in terms of watch-alongs. But obviously I would keep it to an absolute bare minimum. And of course, we'll still be having all of our match previews, match reaction videos, our news shows every night, or every night that we can. We're not going anywhere. We just may have a few matches missed this season, where last season, I don't think I missed any. I think I missed one maybe. So there we go. The assistant can miss a game. Yeah, well, when you have the knowledge that I've got, you know, I know my head is big, but there's a big fucking... There's a lot of ideas in there. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll start vlogging the games that I'm coaching. No, I won't do that. Is this the start of Jack getting his badges? I've actually got my first two. I got my first two. Now, I done them. I don't know if they're still valid or how long they last for. But I've done them. I done it about 10 years ago. I have my first two coaching badges. But yeah, it's certainly something that I do want to continue and do and get my coaching badges as I go along and continue to improve 100%. So yeah, absolutely happy days. Anyway, guys, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Really, really good day for United. Ruud van der Man. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Tra-la-la-la-la. Back at Manchester United after 20 years nearly. And here we go for Joshua Zirkzee. The first signing is pretty much in the door. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great evening. I'll be back tomorrow night, as always, from the same time. Until then, have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.